4th and goal to go to 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
Now, I like this one. I like this one. Kafka will be calling the plays again. I guess I'm sure he'll be up top. And of course, Dave's will be listening in, right? As we know that. But I like it. Because if you think about it, like when we won our 4 Super Bowls, okay, Parcells never called plays, right? He didn't call plays. He wasn't calling defense. He wasn't calling offense. I mean, he was yelling at guys when maybe the plays didn't go right, or defense or offense. He was yelling at guys, but he wasn't calling plays, right? Coughlin wasn't calling plays, right? There's a lot going on, and when you're worrying about your quarterback, worrying about the plays, about the maybe timeouts going. You got a lot of things that it's tough. It really is tough. Sometimes it's best to step back, right? I mean, Kafka's been here. Was it 4 years? Right? He knows what Dave's wants. Right? They obviously they got meetings. They're going over plays, and he knows what the plays the quarterbacks like to do, and he knows what Dave's wants. Been here for 4 years. He knows, right? So I'm sure he'll add his own little flavor to the play call and all that, but he knows what Dave wants. Plain and simple. There's no secret that Dave's going to listen in and all that stuff and everything. But I really, really like that a lot. Let Kafka, call some plays. I like that a lot. Head coach Brian Daboll finally admits the obvious. Offensive coordinator Mike Kafka will call plays for the Giants. Now, the Giants head coach Brian Daboll finally admitted on Thursday what has been obvious since OTAs began in the spring. Offensive coordinator Mike Kafka will resume play calling duties this season. Daboll confirmed as much during a brief session with the media. Kafka, in his 4th season as the team's offensive coordinator, was the play caller during the 2022 and 2023 seasons. Daboll assumed that responsibility last season after the Giants went 6-11, and he resumed, and we went 3-14. So after Daboll assumed the responsibility last season, the Giants went 3-14 and were 31st in the league in points scored. Now, to be fair, a lot of injuries. I mean, we had 4 different quarterbacks last year. It was just a total freaking mess, total mess. Kafka has been calling the offensive plays since the spring. As I said, right? As I said in the video, right, that whatever it was, a week or so ago, the Giant, now obviously, this is preseason. I get it, all that stuff, but the Giants send 11 quarterbacks out. Okay, in the preseason, 10 out of the 11 scored with Kafka calling plays. Kafka, we didn't have Darius Slayton out there. Some guy by the name of Malik Neighbors wasn't running routes for us. We had guys that didn't even make the team out there running routes, and we scored 10 out of 11 out of the quarterbacks. The first game, against the Bills, we sent out all 4 quarterbacks. All 4 led the team to points. Second game, all 4 quarterbacks went out there. 3 out of the 4 led us to points. Tommy Chicken Cutler Parmesan, I think we were in field goal range. Threw a pass. It was a little short. I can't remember. I can't remember. I think it was a tight end in the end zone. He threw the ball short. It bounced off a Jet guy. He didn't even pick it off. It bounced and ricocheted sideways. There was another Jet there. Kudos to the Jets. I said the same thing in my video. Get players to the ball. Good things can happen. That's what happened with the Jets. They had 2 guys there. Okay, the ball bounced off the helmet or the shoulder pad or whatever the heck it was of the one Jet. Went almost sideways, and another Jet was standing there, just happened to pick it off. But we were in field goal range. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. I get it. But if, that pass, if he throws it over the guy's head or falls incomplete, that ball could have bounced 35 trillion ways where it wouldn't have been picked off. It pretty much bounced off of a guy one way right to the Jet guy standing there. But if that fell incomplete, quite possibly we kick a field goal and we would have could have gone 11 for 11. So the first preseason game, all 4 quarterbacks went out there, all 4 scored points. Second preseason game, all 4 quarterbacks went out there, 3 out of the 4 led us to points. Final preseason game, I guess Tommy Chicken Cutlet Parmesan made up for himself. He got a hat trick against the Patriots, but 3 quarterbacks out there, all 3 led us to points. Okay, with backup offensive linemen out there going up against backup players for the other team. I get it. But we got guys running routes that aren't on the team anymore. We're putting up points. And Kafka was calling those plays. Right? So Kafka has been calling the offensive plays since the spring. Daboll has spent considerable time with rookie Jaxson Dart, which is huge as well, too. Because, I don't want to say that, Dart this season has to show something or Daboll's going to lose his job. But, Daboll's out there, right? Spent a lot of time with Dart, a lot of time with him, right? He knows the future of this franchise is Dart. And if Daboll's around next season, there's a good chance Dart's going to start, maybe full-time, maybe next season. And that's when we're off and running with the Dart experience, right? How it was with Eli, right? Was it the final 6 games of the season? We pulled the plug in 2004. We put Eli in there, right? But somewhere along the line, we're going to be putting Dart out there. And but Daboll's been spending a lot of time with Dart. Right? Kafka tried not to make too much of the change when he spoke to media on Thursday. He said, I haven't really had a whole bunch of time to think about that, Kafka said. I just been thinking about the players, thinking about the guys and how we can make them great. Thinking about our coaches and the coaching staff and how I can help them and be a servant to them, how we can make this organization better and how I can make our offense better. That's really been my focus. Then, obviously all hands on deck for Washington this week. Kafka's only 38, man. Whew. He's had interviews for head coaching vacancies in the offseason since becoming the Giants offensive coordinator in 2022. So along the line, he's going to get a chance. Mike's done a great job this preseason. Daboll said on Wednesday he's done a good job with the staff. Got a lot of confidence in Mike and the offensive staff. Up to this point, relative to all the preseason games and the meetings we've had, I've been very pleased with the offensive staff. The difference is it's definitely quieter up there in the press box, and you can see the field a lot, like the width of it. You see everybody, Kafka said. When you're down on the field, you trust the eyes upstairs to make sure you say, hey, check out the backside corner on this play. Check out what the safety's doing. You can verify it via the pictures and stuff like that. But, it's just probably more dialogue upstairs saying, hey, check this out. My eyes are over there. Your eyes are over here. Just the communication with the staff is probably a little bit quicker because they're working to do their job. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to whether it's better to be on the field or in the press box, but it was good to be on the sideline, Kafka said. It's always fun to be right there with the players and see it eye to eye and communicate with them more directly. You can do certain elements up in the box, but there's really no substitute for being on the field. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see, where I want to put him at, right? I mean, he was up top. So, I mean, there's good points and bad points and everything. I mean, definitely without question, would like to be up top. I can see everything, what the defense is doing, the whole field and all that, but we'll have to wait and see. But, let's not forget, as bad as things were in 2023, we did kind of go to the playoffs in 2022. Now, obviously, we didn't have no superstar wide receivers. Andrew Thomas was healthy that season. Wink, wink, hint, hint, right? So that's huge. But, we had Daniel Jones and we had Saquon Barkley, and we went to the playoffs. Isaiah Hodgins was like a hero for us toward the end of the season, all that, right? We wound up 9-7-1. Somehow, Mike Kafka was calling plays with Daniel Jones. So, right? Let's see what he can. Because he wasn't calling plays last season with Malik Neighbors, right? Daboll was, and we won 3 games. So let's see what Kafka can do. But unfortunately, same thing with Brandon Brown. To me, he just seems like a future GM walking. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of time. The guy really, seems to really have it up there. And, he was with the Eagles. Now he's with the Giants. He's got himself a lot of experience, smart and all that and everything. And, he's going to get his opportunity somewhere along the line. And same thing with Kafka. I really think Kafka is going to get, sooner or later he's going to get a head coaching job somewhere along the line. If Thomas misses significant amounts of time this year, can he be considered to be a bust? Tom, that's so tough. I mean, because it's the damn injuries. It's like, the thing is, can he ever stay healthy ever again? You don't know. I mean, what was it, 2 years ago, after the first freaking drive of the season, we had the blocked field goal. He turned around, tried to tackle the guy. He was never going to tackle the guy, but he pulls his hamstring. Right, that whole season, almost the whole season, he had issues. Then last season, he missed was it the 6th game? I think he got injured. Right, he may not even start this season. So it's hard, what you consider a bust. I mean, when he's healthy, he's one of the top 5 probably left tackles in the league. 5, right? But he can't stay healthy. So, I mean, I don't even know if he can ever stay healthy ever again. We'll have to wait and see. I hope he can, right? Can he come back from this injury? Hopefully play some, if not this week, against the Cowboys or the Chiefs, one of his first 3 or 4 games, start, and then just play the rest of the season and not be injured. So it's tough. I mean, you can certainly call him, if you want to call him, because of the injuries, but I mean, it's just annoying because we finally got a really good freaking tackle. You just get so sick and tired of, the Giants need an edge rusher. We need an edge rusher. And then we finally get it, the Giants need a left tackle. We need a tackle. We need a tackle. We finally get a tackle, and then it's like, so we got a tackle, and then he keeps getting injured. It's tough, man. It's really, really tough. I hope the guy, once he gets on the field, boy, I'll tell you what, I really hope, he's just off and running, because then that's why you don't want to put him out there too early either. So that's a tough situation.